This conference will now be recorded. This conference
Do
will now be recorded.
do couple of products modeling in entire training, and do entire all the activity from scratch. For example, what is the variant configuration? What is the uh, future of the variant configurations? What are the class? What are the class properties? And then what are the characteristics? Its properties? What are the different things which are available in the characteristics? Then what is the super bomb, super routings, configuration profiles, then object dependencies, what are the dependencies, types of dependencies, then we will see some coding. There are different uh, condition statements which has been we use it, what are those statements, how to write the coding also we have to see it. Then we're going to touch base with the variant tables, how to create the tables, how to use the tables, what are positive tables, what are negative tables. All those we have to cover in depth. Then user defined functions, VC functions, ABAP functions, how to use it. ABAP also I will just quickly go through it in the trainings. So at least you should be aware, so that you should know how to at least debug the ABAP, how they code it, ABAP as well, because here sometimes when you use your functions, ABAP functions are also integrated, so that part also you should be able to at least debug it and identify the if there are any issue. That part also we are going to see it. Then what are the different class nodes in the bomb, selection condition in the bomb, those part also we are going to cover in detail. So here we are going to see what is the class 300, what is the class 200, what are the material variants. Those in depth practical we are going to cover. So these are just a high level VC related topics. These are VC related topics. So this training we go from VC, because AVC is something AVC is just extended version of the VC. So AVC topics, you will be able to do it once you know the VC part. If you don't know the VC part, then you cannot do AVC. So AVC, again, we have some theory, and then we have the AVC practical changes as well. So initially we just touch base with the theory, like what is the change in the sales related or manufacturing, what is the new thing they have added in the analytics, and what are the different options we have at the migrations, what is the future version. That also we are going to cover it in the AVC. Along with that, we are going to focus on the business processes and data migration as well in this entire course content. So this course content is whatever I just discussed is assuming that you don't know anything about the VC, or you may have touched base with the VC, but we cover this entirely from scratch. On top of this, this was just a VC along with the AVC theory. Then we have to go with all the AVC related improvement list. There are many changes they have done in the AVC. once your VC is done, you are able to do the modeling. So we have to create different models. Same model you cannot use for both the examples. So we have to create different models. One model with the LOVC, one model with the AVC, and then we have to see comparison between both the models. How different the old model behaves, how different the new model behaves. Or in short, I will say the engine. Okay, we call it as a engine. So there is a LOVC engine and there is a AVC engine. What is the difference in those engines? So there are many improvement lists they have given. Okay, the way they process the preconditions managing, there are new syntax added, the procedure processing, how it is done, there is a restrictions in the domains, length changes we have gone, actions are gone. So this a list of the objects we will be covering practically. So whatever AVC points I am mentioning it, so that may be increasing it. So this I just added 18, but there are more will also be added. We have to do those all things in the practicals. So it's like I need to do the comparison. Suppose I have a AVC model, then how if AVC model is behaving for this particular scenario. Yeah, okay, for example, I am saying the values are restricted domain. Okay, there is a concept. So how AVC behaves it if this is the requirement, how LOC behave with the same requirement. So immediately we will see the comparison between both the engines. So such we have to do all those practicals by comparing the old model with the new model, comparing the old model with the new models. And each some scenarios, some parts theory will be there, but most of those activities I have to show you practically only. Most of the activities I have to start from the scratch and then show you practically. There are many changes in the AVC. Okay, so few I will just try to show in today's demo. I have both the models ready because we have done classes, so batches as well. So I have ready-made models. I'll try to show you the quick difference between how the LOVC behaves when you try to create an order, how AVC behaves when you try to create the order. There are a couple other examples also I will try to quickly show you, and then I will take your any questions if you have, and we will discuss those questions as well. So this is the 1909 server. This is the output which you are seeing. This is Fury kind of look. It's not a Fury. Okay, so Fury is something here. It is sitting here. So Fury is it is app I have downloaded. I'll show you how to download this app, how to use this as well. So anyone has worked on 1909 or 1809?
I'm working on 1909, but not on AVC.
Not on this. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, even
So
I have worked in 1809 as well as in 1909 as well. So my current project is going in 1909.
this screen something looks like little bit they have designed. You, if you people don't like, then you can switch it off the screen as well. You can go to the old screen as well. That is pretty much possible. Here, first thing I'll just try to just take a look on how the order level, how the behavior of those two models differs at a order creation level. So I'll just try to create. There are changes at master level as well, but those are kind of quick theory changes. So rather than, I'll try to show you more important changes. Also, I'll try to go through you on the Fury as well. That is one of the important topics. If you are going with S4, Fury comes by default because it's inbuilt. So we don't specifically mention in the course content as such, because that should be covered. It is a mandatory topic. So Fury, we are going to go from scratch, and along with the Fury, we are going to show you how to create a custom tiles in the Fury as well. So that is the additional topic we will definitely cover. If required, I'll just try to keep a note of that, so that say Fury, and in Fury there are two more topics I'm going to cover, say Fury app creation without any doing any coding, and Fury VC slash AVC review. Okay, so without doing any coding, we can create our own apps. Okay, that's also I'm going to show you. But Fury is inbuilt, so that is a default topic we will cover, and without that your AVC is incomplete. Okay, so let's create one sales order. I'm in a VA01 screen. Okay, and here I'm trying to create one sales order. Okay, I will say this is my VC model. Okay, I just added customer and reference. So I have one model which is for the say computer, and I'll just enter plant and material. That is my VC material. So it will take me to the characteristic value assignment screen. Here usually what we do, we maintain all the say characteristics, and for values, okay, whatever characters you have defined for this particular product, so those characteristics will be available, and you will try to define it. You will try to define it here. This is how the regular ECC works. This is how your LOVC works. So LOVC working the way it works in the ECC, the same way it is going to work in the S4 as well. Now let's compare this output, the behavior, with the AVC model. Now this model, okay, the Mac desktop I am just taking as an example. This is my LOVC model. I'll show you how to differentiate the model as well. When I do the comparison at a model level, I will should do the comparison. I'm trying to create now a new order, but that order will have model which belongs to AVC. So I'll just creating a new order, but in this new order, I'm just trying to use a Tata Harrier, and this is my plant. I enter the model and I'll just press enter. Then okay, immediately it will take me to the next kind of a screen where it will ask me for my user ID and password again. Okay, so it's a one time I will enter my ID password. So the moment I come to the AVC model, when I enter AVC model in the order creation, system will take me to some different screen. It's not like the way your LOVC model where it is there in the same GUI, but it will take something like to the Fury-like screen to me. And here, this is little different as compared to the LOVC model. So LOVC model is something the VC screen looks like this in our LOVC model when you are creating the order and you are punching the data for those respective characteristics when you are punching the values. So this is how the screen looks like for a LOVC model. Whereas if I compare same steps, but the model is different, the model looks little different. The output looks little different for this particular AVC model. So here, entire screen is new. Okay, there are many new functionalities they have added on this screen which are very easily accessible. Okay, so here I can easily group I can create these different tabs. I can group my uh, characteristics of similar properties. For example, you say you are building a Tata Harrier, a four-wheeler, so you have some characters which are mechanical properties. Then you can group those inside this tab. You can create your own tabs like this. Suppose you have some characters which are electrical properties, you can add it. Suppose there are some aesthetic characteristics which you wanted to use and you want to group together, you can use a separate tab like this. You can create your own tab and you can give the name to the tab and you can group similar characteristics. Such a flexibility is not available in the LOVC. Here it's very easily to do that. This is the one nice feature they have added it. Here you have the toggle inspector, okay, where you can see based on the each characteristics, okay, its name, its status, okay, who has created, what is the data type, and here even you can do the tracing. Okay, you can check the values which are available for it. And even you can try to activate the trace. So trace activation is also available in this, so you can see how a particular characteristics values will appear in that particular sequence. So here we can even see the entire trace as well. That also I'll show you. And the left side here will say the toggle structure panel. If I click on the left hand side, it will show you the object. This is the configuration. Okay, CP, the product. Okay, here it will show you the, if you want you can expand it. Now I don't have any specific form for this, so I can't see any more details inside it, but here we can easily change the window. That is also easily available, and in the same screen you can see everything. So here you can see the characteristics, those values, and also you can activate the trace for him. But trace activation I'll show you in the modeling as well, PMEVC. There it is very easy to activate the trace as well. That also we can do it here. And in this screen, if you see, this is a net value. In the net value, you can see there is option they have given of having different way how the pricing looks like. You want to display all the conditions, you want to display only VC related condition, that also is easily available. Okay, so this functionality is not at all available on the LOVC. So this is just a quick view. Variant matching tab, okay, that is also available here as well in the old one, but still the look is completely changed as if you compare with the old model. So this is a order level quick change. Okay, I'm just trying to compare between the old and the new one.
Can I ask you one question here?
Yes.
Where I can see that all list of the characteristics what we have seen in LOVC, the same how we can see it in AVC.
You can see basically in AVC it will come under one tab only. Okay, so here, okay, so by default these whatever you are okay, let me try to do that. Whatever you are able to see this,
Okay.
okay, these are I have created for example. By default you will see only a default group which is provided by SAP. Here all the characteristics will be available as such. But what I did, instead of putting all the characters in one tab just for user convenience, what I did, I created separate groups and I clubbed the respective character inside it. Because what
Oh,
at
okay.
an end user, yeah, so at an end user level, what happens, we do a proper training and they go with a sequence only. For example, he's the end user, so what we do the training, okay, when you try to create the order, those are end user from the CS team, customer service teams. Okay, then
Right.
we'll tell them, okay, punch in first mechanical properties, punch in electrical properties, punch in aesthetical, so they will go in a proper sequence. Now if you I put, say I have a 30 characteristics on a single screen, it may complicate the things. So how I can, if you do that, there is no problem, but how I
Correct.
can make it more simple, that's the reason they given this functionality where we can split the characteristics as per your convenience. So you can create those groups and you can split it as well. Now these are not so at actuals as because this I have created it as per the because I need to run the scenario. So for the student convenience, I have to write the topic names actually here just to show
Oh,
them.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, that's not making the meaningful of a characteristics. That's what you mean to say, right?
Yes.
Yep.
so
Okay.
so
So
here
normally, what I understood that whatever you say, showing on the tabs, which are group for the characteristics under the, let's say, if you define the characteristics on the tab level, so let's say one of the color characteristic, one of the capacity, or one of the, other power. So this will be your characteristics under whatever we showing the seeing that, which will be a characteristics and value. Along with the characteristics, you will is able to see the values. Is the way it will work?
correct. So you
Yep.
take a nice example. For example, here I have written it as a color. So here I am giving the say frame color, the front
All
wheel
right.
color, the rear wheel
Yeah.
color. So all
Okay.
the color related characteristics I push it into one group or one bucket. So
Right.
now the title doesn't match. The reason is the title
Okay.
is a topic of my subject. So
Right.
how
Yeah.
not equal to statement works in the AVC. So
Right. Right.
because old students they will refer these models when they are building their own models for practice. So that's the reason we give topic wise so that it's very easy for them to practice. Yeah.
I got you. Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Kishore.
Yeah.
So it's like the interface design is totally changed in the EVC, right? So earlier we used to define the tabs and the push buttons in LOVC. Now I guess it's totally different in AVC. Is it so?
Yes. So AVC you get this much flexibility.
Okay.
So
Okay.
in the old one, you use the old UI. Now here you have a new UI through which you can create the
Mhm.
characteristic groups. Those groups you can easily create and assign it to your models, and those groups will appear like this. Yeah,
Okay. So characteristic groups are assigned to the models, right? I mean, earlier in LOVC we used to define interface design and in configuration profile. That means that particular interface design is applicable to that model, right? Now over here
correct.
we are defining a different set of master data or something transaction data called as characteristic group, and then we are linking to KMATs
Then we link it
models.
to that models in the basically
Mhm.
we link it in the CP only. Okay, to be
Okay.
frank.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
so we
Okay.
link it in the CP itself.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Thanks.
I will show you the model difference. Then I will show you this point as well. Yeah,
Sure.
definitely.
Sure.
So that point we have covered here. Okay, so that is managing characteristic group concept. Okay, so this is a quick. Okay, I'll just try to show you the comparison between the models. That is very important. How do you differentiate the models between the LOC and AVC? So let me show you. But remember, if you are going for AVC, Fury is a must. Okay, so that's a must. Without Fury, you cannot go for AVC. So I'll go to PMEVC. PMEVC is a T code for AC modeling. Enter my KMAT. This is a KMAT material. KMAT is a separate material type for the VC materials. FERT we use it for finished goods. KMAT we use especially for VC materials. Okay, all three of you are aware of the basic VC. So I didn't go with very basic like where to use
Yep.
the variant configuration. So if
Yep.
someone,
That's fine.
yeah, because yeah, so I directly come here because I thought you people all three are
All
experts.
right.
So I
Yes.
didn't. Yeah.
That's well and good.
So here, this is my LOVC model, and this is how my LOVC model looks like. This is the CP and this is your different dependencies. We have written it here. Now, if I go with AVC, this is my AVC model. Okay, so if you see the look, okay, similar. What is the difference? See, one thing. Okay, both models I have created in S4 system. Okay, so they look like okay, both are same. That's okay, fine. If I double click on CP configuration profile, if I double click on the configuration profile, if I double click on the configuration profile, then here in the basic data, you will see the processing mode. Here I have assigned the class. Now this button is not available in the LOVC in the ECC system. Okay, if we go to the ECC, a quick comparison, if we try to do with the ECC as well, let me pull over ECC. I may have one model here as well. Let me check. I may have some model here as well. Purposefully, I'm trying to compare the ECC as well. So if you see, this is PMVBC, that is in old system. Okay, this is how the output looks like. Okay, and this is the configuration profile. See the output here. If you compare the screens between the ECC and S4, there are a lot of difference. Okay, if you see this, okay, so this is the look is totally little bit different as compared to the old one.
Yeah.
Now this is my old. Uh, this is my CP. So here you don't see any processing mode as such in the old screen, that is ECC. But if I go to S4 and if I double click on configuration profile, I see this processing mode. This is where the system identifies whether this model has to be processed by classic. Classic is nothing but your LOVC. Classic is nothing but LOVC, and here we have two options. One is a classic and one is a AVC. So based on the model, system will value which is maintained in the processing mode. System identifies whether it is to be used the old engine or new engine.
Yeah. Kishore, can you just open the config profile of the AVC?
Yeah.
I
So
think
this is
you just open the LOVC.
now this is AVC,
This is the
and if you
config
go,
profile.
okay,
So what
so
I have seen, one of the difference, right? If you activate the advanced VC, then you don't get any set processing or order bomb or knowledge base result oriented. Any properties you are not going to get it. So actually, that is one of the core part of the central configuration of the VC, right? Or central control of the VC, how you are going to define your business process and how you are do your upstream business modeling. So when you activate the AVC, those all the fields are moving away. So then how the system is controlling? This is the one of the basic and core questions I have to you.
okay. See, LOVC, now there is, we have, it's too early to come in, but we have, now you are already aware of it, so it may be sponsored for be sure. So we have high level and low level, okay. So AVC is used for the high level. What about the low level? Low level is still using the LOVC,
No, I
okay.
could not
I
follow you
hope.
what you said.
Now, AVC is only used to process the high level. For example, what is the high level and low level?
So you mean multi-level?
Yes, and nested
Nothing
K-mat,
but
right?
yeah. So for example, so dependencies your which are assigned to when you create a order, you assign the you add a material. Suppose this system knows that is a AVC material, then order level, okay, whatever dependencies are there, whatever we do, we say high level processing, whereas the dependencies which you assign to say BOM item characteristics values at the BOM items or the sub BOMs, those are still processed with the LOC engine only.
Okay, so can I give the one scenario? Let's say our product is a CAMAT, which is set processing. So how do you define this is the CAMAT product which is a set? Because you don't have the config profile in AVC.
So if you have a KMAT material,
Yeah, my CAMAT the header is not saleable. Let's and let's say switchboard. Switchboard is the CAMAT material which is not saleable, and where I have the components, the super bombs, which are the config bombs which are saleable, right? So how do where I'm going to define this is my switchboard. The CAMAT material is kind of a non-saleable material. That is that's we control with your config profile as well as in the strategy group, right? So here, as I don't have the option here, so how do you define that?
oh, your KMAT material, okay. So for the KMAT material, the strategy group, those are there as it is, okay, using strategy group. You can define it. Now process wise, these options are not applicable because your
Yeah, I got it. I got you. Just reframe the question.
AVC.
Reframe the question. So let's say CAMAT material, I'm entering in the sales order, so which needs to be explode my super bomb, saleable bombs. How do you define CAMAT in with the AVC? What config profile you will set it? On what basis the super bombs are exploding in the sales order?
Okay, see, now you use the super bombs, you assign those will get exploded. Okay, why you think that the AVC, the option is not there, like the set order, or that one will depend on that one? That's my question. Because if you create the material and you have a super bomb linked to it, and when system is going to you are going to enter the material in the sales order, so based on your master data, whatever the material has direct characteristics and values, those dependencies will be processed through the AVC only. When bomb explosion will happen, it may a single level or multi-level. Those dependencies processing everything will happen with the old engine only.
Oh, okay. You mean to
So
say that the, let's say, header material which will go for the AVC and still in the super bombs and saleable components will go to an LOVC. Is that you wanted to say?
correct. So those how you categorize them? The high level processing and low level processing. So high level
Okay. Oh,
processing,
right. I
that is
got
the
you.
term. I thought you people, like you, maybe aware of high level and low level processing.
Hmm.
I may have one. Okay, I can't pull over that sheet, but okay, I have that one as a separate small topic. High level processing and low level processing. So what is a high level processing? At order level, uh, when you punch in the items or the immediate characters, those values, that processing which will happen, we call it high level, and that is only done with the AVC. All component, for example, you have a complex bomb. In the bomb you have multi-layered, those again will go under LOVC engine only. So I guess that's what I was trying to say. So I guess it clears your questions.
Yeah, seems to be
Yeah.
clear. So what I understood that, let's say we are processing in the CAM at a multi-level configuration. So that's what we generally call it as multi-level configuration. So where you have the set processing, which is the CAM at we define as a set processing, which means the header is not saleable. My super bombs are saleable, config bombs are saleable, and where define the CAMAT will define as a set process. So then super bombs will again, you said that that will go back to an LOVC. So still I'm trying to understand when you say that high level and low level, high level only that you are defining into an AVC, and low levels you are defining into an LOVC, but still SAP is not given to the full capability of AVC, right? Because the main the core the part is still in my super bombs, right? That I cannot take it into an AVC where you don't have the properties of the S4, right? So that is the key challenge here I am seeing.
Yeah, so answering to your question, yes, the say multi-level configuration, the word which you use, those objects, okay, those will get still processed with the LOC only, frankly speaking. So that's the reason those radio buttons are not available to be seen. So because if I try to compare this, okay, because you saw that this is my classical processing. Okay, I forgot about the ECC. Let me close this screen. So, and this is my classical processing. And if I go with this one, and I go with this one, okay, and this is my okay AVC processing. So
Okay, okay,
yeah, I guess that answers your, maybe in future they may release that one, but currently this is what we have till 1909.
okay,
One more
okay. I got you.
change here, yeah. So one more thing we need to remember, that when you write any dependencies, okay, it may be the constraint or those any kind of dependencies. The T code which we use for dependency is U03. I'm just repeating because I just want to ensure everyone is on the same page. So the way the dependency works in this case, the processing mode for the dependency also they have given the option. For example, I guess this is one I can use. No, this is dependency net. Let me show you the dependency net created. Uh, yeah, created. Should have the dependency net constant. Okay, so this is at a dependency level also you have to tell system whether this is to be processed via classical mode or you have to process it via AVC. Okay, and the actions are no longer used along with those rules and everything. Those are already absolute. Actions are also so only thing which you get when you use the when you go with the dependency with the new uh, way, new engine, then in that case, quick check. I guess it should be this. Mm, okay, so here most of these three we use it. Okay, although these are it will be in a gray out only, but this is just a quick comparison between the processing mode of AVC and the processing the dependency between the classic and AVC. Screen wise doesn't see any such a difference, but these are no longer used in the AVC. Second thing, the dependency net as well. At a dependency net as well, we need to define the processing mode. Okay, so at dependency net, and CP level, you define the processing mode, what engine type you are going to use, classical or you are going to use the advanced one. So this is again the change. Now based on this there are many things like what using the round statement, using the if using the negative tables, using the false statements, so how the AVC behaves, how the LOVC behaves, those all improvement list we will go through it and we will write the dependency. So you people have exposure with the dependencies writing the code.
Yes. So I have a question here. So now we'll go back to little back over the one step back. So what the question that we raised? So let's say we have the CAMAT and again we have the order bombs, super bombs. So my dependency net that I written for order bombs in classic, because you said that order bombs still go back to the classic, right? So what is the point then? There is no synchronization your AVC and your classic VCs, LOVC. Are you following my question?
Yeah, so you are saying that okay, my suppose when the explosion is happening, then what are the suppose the component level processing,
Right,
you have written the dependency at say component levels,
right.
then those are still going with the LOVC engine and not
LOVC.
with the AVC
Right.
engine.
It is not
This is what
AVC
we are.
because yeah, because you see that let's say when you have the CAMAT scenario, your order bombs are the most challenging. So all the constraints you will be develop on the all the dependency net you will go with your components level, super bombs level, right? So the in nets all the dependency nets go back to that. So that is still in the classic, right? So we are not going to get the leverage of what S4 AVC has. Are you agreeing or you have any different viewpoints on this?
Yeah, so what, okay, so the low level processing or the multi-level configuration product, whatever the dependencies you are, if you are writing at that level, those will still go with the old, okay, so with the old engine only, not with the new engine. So not full leverage. So coming to the point, yeah, yes, we may not have a full leverage or fully utilizing what AVC engine is giving us, and we are not using it fully. So that point, yeah, agree. They have not yet fully utilizing the AVC to that extent. We can say that.
So let's say, Kishore, in your experience, how do you define? So when we go for the AVC, because even these days, a customer is upfront, they are saying, no, we are not going with AVC. We wanted to go with the LOVC. Even they are into 1909. Okay. So in your experience, at what level SAP a customer is going to get the leverage when they are going for AVC compared to LOVC? So what is the, additional capabilities or what we can offer additional offer to customer?
Hey, the additional, okay, now that is again, the point is like, okay, how I sell my AVC to the customer? Simple
Right.
question. Okay,
Yes.
so basically, one is UI, that is the stronger point you need to focus on. Okay, the similarly the Fury and how the modeling will happen in the Fury with using the new model. Okay, so exposure to the Fury, that is one you need to, again, how the Fury inbuilt apps will help you. Okay, for example, I'm trying to test this particular model. Okay, it will take me to the Fury and how the modeling apps, how the other VC related standard apps will be helpful for them. That is where you have to focus more. Processing wise, yes, the AVC engine is much faster. It is giving more accurate result as compared to the AVC. Those are some points. But if you say what is a major point where I can compare this one, then you have to push them for Fury. Fury related apps, you have to go through them, all those apps. For example, you can do everything in the Fury now, like creating all the characteristics, class, everything you can do it in the Fury. You can do the modeling also in the Fury. Without that, it will not happen. There you can go and show them the Fury apps only. So that is a very
So I have the
major difference.
another question. Let's say when you say that only the high level it is taking into the advanced VC. So let's say I have the CAMAT, the multi-level configurations, where I need to configure my super bomb as well, right? So order bombs. So that also you will get into the screen, whatever you showing, because this is a single level. I would say that just you created one material which you are configuring, but I have the my header material which is not saleable, and but I will have some common characteristics which I am assigning on my header. Then my super bombs are there which are saleable. So that how do I configure those material if that you are doing in LOVC? Would you get into this screen?
Oh, if you are, but when you have a KMAT which is not sellable, but your child which are there in the KMAT which
Uh-huh.
are sellable, but for your KMAT you will get into this screen
uh
because your KMAT has the properties, right? Which will going to be drive your bombs, child bombs.
so how
You
do
will
you
come to the screen.
how do I will get the child material as well into the screen?
Not child here because this
then
screen is
then
only for
then
your
how the because let's say HP laptop is the my CAMAT material. Let's say laptop version, let's say S series, that is my CAMAT. Under S series I have a multiple model: S1, S2, S3, S4. S1, S2, S3, S4 is my config products which are the saleable. That material I have to get it here, right? Are you agreeing with me?
okay, so you are saying then you are saying that you have one KMAT and inside that you have different HP1, HP2, HP3.
Yes,
Then
super bombs which are a saleable component. That is
yeah, but
my
super
stock is on that product, because the header, the CAMAT does not have the stock, but we but the CAMAT has got a common characteristics of all my the laptops. You understand?
correct,
Yep.
correct. So
So
obviously the KMAT material which you are using it,
yep.
for example, that will come here because your KMAT has a common characteristics. So if your
Right.
KMAT is being created via AVC, then it
Yep.
will take you to the screen to punch in the common characteristics.
Right. Yep.
That will
Then
happen. And
after that.
after that, if the follow-on materials, for
uh,
example, if you are using the say A model, B model, C model, if those materials if you are using suppose LOVC, then it will not take you to this screen as such. It will take you to there only. just to answer your question. It should not take you to this screen. But the common characters which we are going to use it for our KMAT, and if my KMAT is in the AVC, then this screen will definitely come to capture the common characteristics.
So you mean to say that only the common characteristics we can take it into this screen, all other things you have to go back to the classic screen?
If you are
That is not
second,
going to
if
work out, Kishore. That is not in the customer friend.
no,
Right, the
so
user
if
is your order management team. They will open the screen and they will see that, okay, what is my common HVS series material? Let's say these are let's say RAM is this one. We'll take 2 or 3 common characteristics, and I need to let's say HP series 1, series 2, series 3 need a multi-level the characteristics assignment, right? So for that I have to go to the another screen. That is a totally mess up of the user experience, I would say that. So it is a challenge.
Uh, no, but the second item, okay, when you are using those materials, if you create in LOVC, then it may not trigger it here. But frankly, we need to model it, okay, and check it
Right, right.
once.
But I
Because
don't see
your scenario,
feel.
yeah, because your scenario which you are saying is very, it's not like a straightforward scenario which we can easily do it. But this is practical scenario because I have seen, because this is seen in many industries. For example,
Yep,
I've
yep.
seen this scenario in example Volta's air condition company. You take for example, they
Right,
sell it
right.
as a kit. That kit
Exactly.
is
Kit products.
not yeah, kit products. The kit
Yeah,
is not sellable, but the items which are inside the kit, those are the sellable. So
saleable. Right.
yeah, so basically we need to
But kit are,
simulate it and
kit, you don't have that is a fixed bombs. It is not the variant bombs. There is no that a customer specific bombs. Even you can make it as 001 bomb setups and you can do it in the kit. Kit and VC has got the different, level of, a capability of modeling structure, right? So I don't see that kit we can take into example, but you are right. We can go with this one where the customer has the single level config approach. So you don't have the multi-level configuration, which is a KMAT that I'm referring. So as you say that high level and lower level, which has got the lower level products are the saleable, which you had the multi products lines, then your ABC still needs to improve a lot. So this is what I see.
uh,
We cannot upfront, we cannot say that customer, okay, for CAMAT design, ABC is not, yeah, ABC is good solution. So that's one of the reason I have seen that the customer still they are not much ready to accept of the ABC. But even I was I didn't had much knowledge on the ABC part. So now I am understanding how SAP has modeled this one. But still we need to look at deep dive, then maybe I can comment on more on this part.
Definitely, and whatever cases you are saying, you are discussing, right? Basically, we need to build those model and see it, because the
Yeah,
when you exam, because some cases, like frankly speaking, okay, more and more complexity. What I shown is a simple product, but
right.
the example which you given is a complex one. We have
Yeah,
to build that model and expose, and then we can document it, uh, because this is.
I got it. Yeah. So
This is because
yeah, I
yeah,
got your point, Kishore. So
yeah,
even currently, the projects that we works for, it's for the pharma and where they have the, let's say, medical devices, endoscopy. So in that series
uh-huh.
of product lines are there. So we need to define the CAMAT, which is not saleable under the, super bombs and which are saleable.
Agree.
So in that case, okay, guys, what do? You go for the all the product in a single level. You separate, model it. All the product model is different, and which I cannot plan it in a better way. So why we are going for in the S4 and all the planning capabilities, which we need to make it a leverage all the capabilities of S4, right? So I don't see that is AVC's giving in offer for CAMAT scenarios where you have the multi-level. But you are right, when you have the single level configuration, definitely we can go ahead for this approach.
Correct. And okay, see, like this, like how work with so many uh, companies, even the batches we take it each time, like we get different like categories of the student, so we try to get the real time
Yep.
as well, so
Yeah,
real
right. I agree.
issues, and we built it,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it will help, so It's not like
Right.
training, but it's like to and fro discussion. If you do, then it will be more fruitful for everyone.
Exactly.
And one more thing, like there is no such,
Sure.
we don't
One
limit
more
on the
question.
timing.
One more question I have, before jumping into the other topics, did you ever communicate to SAP that is, guys, we would require some different level of modeling aspects in terms of multi-level configuration comes to the picture. This is one of the user challenge that we see. So, is there any interaction to the SAP, or the SAP they planning for their upcoming release to add the more capabilities on the AVC?
See, more capabilities they have planned as such. Okay,
Okay.
slowly we believe they will add it. They
Okay.
the if you see the scope, they have the presentation till 2025. Okay, slowly they may have it, but as
All
of
right.
now, as per my knowledge, till 1909, I have not seen the one what we talked. So low level still goes for old engine, and the high level still can opt for whether it go to old engine or the new engine. It's up to us. So if any updates, if we have on 1909, if there are cloud version release, because those goes too early as compared to the on-prem.
Yep.
So if we get anything, definitely I will let you know on that one.
All right.
And
Yep.
coming to the books and everything, so basically all the PDFs books are related to LOEC and AVC, Naveen will share in the Google Drive, and that will be available for you to
So what
use.
is the AVC course code?
AVC certification is not available,
Oh,
frankly.
then what is the node you have?
What is the
What is the node you have? So you said that AVC you will be sharing the books. So did SAP
uh,
has released any books?
books are available
Okay.
related to AVC. There is a press book we have. So
Okay.
along with that, we have the S4 related some Delta books they have, not specific to more of AVC, but the AVC topics are added there.
All
So
right.
those books
Okay.
they will definitely. So theoretically, you can see there
All
is
right.
one press book we have got. You can this will be available
Um,
for you people.
well, that's fine. Thank you. Sure. Okay. So can you go through some highlights on the VC pricing as well? So is there any changes on the AVC part in S4?
Okay, we see a pricing as such. I have not seen any such change.
Okay.
Uh, if you are the basic fundamental concept of the pricing.
All
So,
right.
for example, creating of the variant condition, how to use the variant condition along with the condition, the our VC table, and use it. So that part is the fundamental is still as it is, okay, frankly speaking. But in usage of table is little different in AVC. If you want, you can use false table statements in AVC.
Okay.
That I guess is not compatible with the LOC. So again, it depends whether you are going to use those in pricing or not. But the fundamentals, the skeleton is not changed,
Okay.
frankly,
Okay.
for the
Skeleton,
pricing
there is
related.
no much changes on that, right? Okay. That's fine. So
So the
still,
process remains same.
yeah. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Okay, good. So the syntax will still dollar root, dollar parent, dollar parent, this self, right? Still, it is valid
Yeah, dollar self, dollar root, dollar parents.
okay
Okay, in built in.
in built-in. Okay, and
Then
you
you
are
have
okay.
and though are simply
Yeah, okay,
if
okay, got it.
specified. False if round. Those are the new syntax applicable to AVC only.
Okay,
Uh, yeah. Couple of example I'll try to show. More we can add it if you people have more. We can also add it. So a couple of examples related to like in built-in, false if, and a root parent self. Those examples definitely we will cover. I'm not sure
yeah,
practically.
right, right. So what I wanted to say that if you are looking moving forward, so if everyone in the training, everyone is willing to go in that way. So we wanted to see some CAMAT scenario where I was explaining the header and super bombs, and header is not saleable and super bombs are saleable, and how that will work in in AVC, and how do we model it. So this is what exactly I interested. So this is what my point.
We would love to see all the scenarios, but just to let you know that probably I may not be up to speed like you guys, like who are already into quite deep into this.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
So
I
maybe like
understand. That's the reason I put the
slightly
point.
could be
So
slightly
if
boring for
everyone,
the first few sessions
yep,
for you.
yep,
Just give
yep.
you a heads up.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
I
that's
got you. So just
Yeah,
add on, I'm talking about.
yeah,
Yes, we will
yeah,
cover everything in the basic, and we'll make sure all the participants are online, and then
yeah.
we'll take it into the next level. But we wanted to see the advance, what actually SAP is offering. So that's what I
Perfect.
wanted
Yeah,
to see.
that will
Yep,
help everyone.
yep.
Okay, just to I will be clear upfront immediately. So see, we will start from basic now. Again, sorry, but I forgot the name. Not Bala. Is
Bala, my
it
name is Bala.
Sunish?
Okay. This
Sunish.
is
Okay,
Sunish. Yeah,
Sunish.
Sunish.
Yeah, Sunish.
So I have
Sunish has
okay,
joined.
before completing, I have the one more question, Kishore, sorry. So let's say we are talking about the front end of the business, which customer is going with the hybrids, and where we have the CPQ. CPQ is for um, you know that what is a CPQ engine, right? So where we have the
Mm-hmm.
portal, and where customer is logging on the portal as like let's say HP portal or any other portal. So customer is logging into the portal and configuring all the components. So
Mm-hmm.
when you do the your front end product, and the customer is customer, we are giving the log on to customers, right? The customer is log on and they are selecting so how it is going to interface with the advanced AVC. Do you have any such exposure, or would you able to cover, or if you are not, then we can park it this question, maybe we'll try to see during in the discussion.
See, CPQ again, okay, so you take CPQ or any other, so when you try to model the your backend will be there as it is, okay, then CPQ, if any, you have to do the knowledge base transfer to that CPQ. So whatever, suppose you are creating the data, whatever values you are maintaining in your backend will be linked to the CPQ portal. So any changes has to be transferred and they will see the updated stuff there. So
All right.
yeah, so I don't have that like CPQ, but theoretically, if you want to cover that topic, how exactly happens, we can do
Yeah.
that. For
Yeah.
example, I'll tell you a simple example. For example,
Right.
you have a model, and suppose you are selling the model in red color, blue color, and green color, and suppose now you are introducing some couple more colors. Then you will go log into your SAP backend. You will do the changes. You add new characteristics, or you do some changes. Then you do the knowledge base so that the changes are reflected at a CPQ. You log into the CPQ and you will check the changes will be available. So any backend changes, you need to transfer it to them, and the new changes will be immediately reflected at CPQ.
Right.
Uh,
Again, Kishore, the one of the key challenge I'm seeing here, from my experience, let's say the customer, they are in ECC currently and they wanted to go for S4, and where we have the conversion project, right? So when you do the migration, so I have the different level of the product modeling, let's say single model and multi-level modeling, and where customer wanted to go for advanced VC, and it will be a big challenge. The reason behind, all my dependency net which is lying down on my CAMAT, which is high level in your definition, but whereas in as you say that all your CAMAT, which is the dependency net and everything, it will be an AVC, right? So then that is I'm not sure that dependency net what you define in the classic in the your legacy system can be converted into an advanced AVC model. Are you following my question?
yeah, so your question is, suppose we are doing the migration from ECC to S4HANA. I have some
Yeah,
dependency net available in the
right,
old method, and
right.
those are running obviously the old method, and then it's nothing but it's a low old engine. So not all the dependencies can be converted to AVC. This is what your
Okay.
dependency net.
Yes. Yes.
You cannot
Yes.
convert those
The
to
product
AVC.
model we have to restructure it. Restructure it. It is as the as
Uh,
current architecture of AVC. It is not compatible. I would say that to convert in whatever old model which has got the multi-level scenarios, you cannot do it in that way, because I'm just trying to see in point of the solutioning and where we can offer to the customer, and customer current model is in these are the product structure they have, how do we migrate into an S4, right? So but in the what SAP
okay.
is offering, I don't see we but if you but again, we have to list out the product structure which is they have only the single level, then yes, you can I don't see that much challenges, because the main challenge I am seeing, only the thing is in AVC, that is in the config profile. All other part I'm not looking into much, but I have seen that I look at in the system and saw that, so which has does not have any properties, right? So that will control your business process and boom explosion, which is the core of your KMAT scenarios. But anyway, we'll discuss moving forward. Then we'll see. We'll deep dive. Then we can get it more on this part.
Hey,
Definitely.
hey, Kishore, like going back to the basic stuff that you talked about, right? Like we'll cover some product bundle kind of thing, right? Like some like packaging or kit kind of thing and pricing it at the lower levels, rolling it up kind of stuff.
Uh, Definitely, pricing will be the part of the uh, topic. So definitely we will cover the pricing as well. I may not have mentioned the pricing because in business scenario, basically by those are very important points.
And I mean
I
pricing
have
like
added in
in
the
a bundle scenario, like you're bundling some products and then like trying to price it. Is that will that be a part of the
So Bala, you are asking the header is priced or a child is priced, or
no.
sometimes
exactly
header
like
will
for
price.
example in
Yeah,
my
yeah.
case,
Okay,
right? We have a case where like we bundle software and hardware products, right?
right.
And then like that kind of scenarios will we see like at least one example.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so the bundles, like example, now you here you are
So in
talking
the kit
purely the
pricing,
kit
yeah.
pricing. Yeah,
Right.
so
In the
here,
kit
the what
pricing, Bala, one thing I wanted to add. So either you can go for the header price or for the child
Correct,
component.
at the lower
So
level,
if
yeah.
you wanted to, roll up the price into the header level as well, sometime customer will ask, I wanted to see the price in the, header, and my stock is in my component, right? So this is the conflict it will come. So if you
Correct.
wanted to see in the both in, the roll up the price, then you have to go for routines. So that's what we have done one of the recent project.
Right, right.
Yeah,
So yeah,
but ideally that may not have as depends. Okay, again, as per customer requirement. So if
Right.
the kit they either go for a header level pricing or
Yes.
item level.
Yes, exactly.
Usually
That is the
roll up
standard practice what
standard
SAP is
correct.
practice
offering, and we do. But
always.
there are cases. Let's say when you have the EDI, so EDI will transfer only the header item, right? Not for the all the your kit components. So customer don't want to see that all what are the kits are there in my product list. They wanted to see that because we are a EDI. Let's say 56 order confirmation we are sending to the customer. Where just wanted to see that what is my advance notification and all, right? So where but I wanted to see what is the price of the product. So there are cases we have seen that it is required in terms of the customer communication, but actually it is not in the normal standard process. But there are exceptions are there.
Correct. So my question is, yeah, is whether like a pricing at lower level rolling up or like pricing at higher level. I mean, like those are generally, if you take VC outside, generally controlled by the item categories that the standard
Right.
SAP kind of like
Yes.
Mm, mm,
Yeah.
proposes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
mm.
my question was more like, are we going to do it with a VC, like at the child level, or that kind of variations? Can we see an example like as a part of the course?
Definitely, we can see typical example. I'll tell you. For example, you take any product, and if the product, say, simple example, I'll take. Suppose you are offering the warranty to it, then the warranty is again depends on the year and the price. So
Okay.
how that is done through the VC. So you select, for example, 1 year warranty, 3 year warranty, 5 year warranty. So based on the warranty, you need to add the variant condition and the price automatically. So that we
Okay.
can link it. So that will cover your VC pricing as well and your example as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Simple, yeah, globally, yeah, this is very one example we use. Okay, Rahul, you are not speaking. You are
No,
just a
nothing,
silent
nothing.
listener.
No, nothing. So I will basically
Uh,
the things what I want to say is that right now we are working on EVC in my current project. Yeah, so one thing is that set order processing, it is not available in AVC. That's what we came to know. So we are also facing the same issue, but I believe we can achieve that thing with with a single level exposure in configuration profile. We do have a couple of options, multi bomb and single level bomb. We can achieve that thing. Apart from that, product bundle, yes, the last point which someone put up, I yeah, I'm also thinking to explore that particular product bundle. I guess it is a standard SAP what is say terminology, but I haven't explored that thing right now.
product bundle, I think it's very yeah, maybe it's just you sell either the company or you sell the
Yes,
items and you
subscription
make.
means yeah. So the I mean, say last 3 months back, I had a RFP for one customer wherein at that point I came across this particular product bundle terminology, wherein that particular customer was dealing with some kind of subscriptions, and he wanted to see whether how AVC can help him. Uh, so that's where product bundle came into picture. Don't know, to be frank with you, how it is linked to that particular scenario. That's where I also need to explore what is product bundle.
Okay, sure. I see someone else. Except Sunish, Bala, Rahul, anyone else? Yeah.
I think one of my friends has joined. You are there.
Yeah. I'm just
You. Yeah.
just being
I just
patient,
forwarded
Mr.
the.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I just
Thank you.
wanted to get a feel of it. Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Okay. Okay, sure. So, okay, one more point I wanted to discuss. Okay, if you people are already familiar with, because we are going to start with the basic LOEC. So we are going to cover all the points of LOEC and then we will start with the AVC. This is what our entire course content has.
So
So,
what about the material variants? So are you going to cover the material variants as well?
yes, material variants 200, 300, all this will be covered.
All right. Okay.
So,
What are the scenario? Let's say
now
make to order, VC, engineering to order, config to order. What are the scenario you're going to cover?
so scenario wise, we will be focusing see order creation, okay, all the sales related cases with the KMAT. If you are going to go with metal variants as well, we'll go with that along with the class notes. And if you talk more about, okay, say engineer to order or CTO, that also we will cover as much as we can.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because that again it depends on your more you have to deep dive again with the PP related stuff as well.
Right.
If you
What are the
go, yeah,
strategy groups that you are familiar, very well expert in? What are the strategy groups?
strategy groups usually MTS, MTO,
Hmm. So
30,
you mean
40,
20, 25?
10.
What about the 56, 54 characteristics planning?
Not much strong on that
Okay.
one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So we may need to look at characteristic planning. So that is also, customers looks for.
So now a few, okay, strategic group. I hope everyone is aware of this one. Again, it's a kind of integration between the SD and PP, but this is very important when you wanted to give the inputs to the MRP. So we have MTO, MTS, the 25,
All right. Okay. That's
54,
fine.
55, 56. Yeah.
Hey, Sunesh and Rahul, like I'm not, I don't have any idea about all the TP integrations and all that.
I
So
understand. Bala,
yeah,
I'm agree with you. So we'll
okay,
take it forward and
yeah, yeah.
how we can
It'll be a good learning
go
experience for me,
together,
but
because
you have to,
why we are putting all the
yeah,
questions. This is
yeah,
the
agreed, yeah,
demo,
yeah.
so that we can ask and we can make sure what scope we are looking for, right?
No,
So
no,
we can define that scope. Then let's start from the beginning. So that's all. That's
yeah,
all our
yeah.
whole idea.
Yeah,
Nothing
I
else.
totally agree. It'll be a very good learning experience for me, but I'll be a little slow, to be honest, right? Like
Yeah,
you have to bear
we are
with me a
also
little.
slow
Yeah,
learners, but somehow we know something. That's all. Nothing else.
yeah. Okay.
Yep. Right. Kishore, so
Okay,
if you talk about
so
object dependencies, so we don't have the actions in AVC, right? So we have only going to cover precondition, selection condition, procedure, and constraint. Is that understanding correct, or do you have anything other than this object
no,
dependency?
we cover only that one.
Okay,
Yeah, because the entire training will happen in 1909 only.
all right.
So that's
Yeah,
the reason.
one
Oh,
one point that Rahul, I have the question for you. You said that you are doing the 1909 the AVC. So how do you managing this CAMAT scenario where you don't have the set processing? I understand you say that set processing,
No,
which
so
goes for
well, yeah, we the problem is that when we came across that said set order is not possible in AVC.
uh-huh.
So it's all classic now. So don't worry on that.
Ah,
It's everything
that's
is
what I'm
classic
saying.
now.
That's what I was saying. Now the customer upfront they are saying that guys, we are not going
Absolutely.
for AVC, we want LOVC. That's
Now
what. So
we had
yeah,
SAP interaction in this thing.
okay,
SAP
okay.
came across with a justification that single level bomb explosion can suffice your requirement. But then,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what.
but then to be frank with you, at that time, to convince client and client itself told us that okay, fine, LOVC is fine for us. They were
Yeah.
very well. They were not very well knowledgeable of LOVC in ECC.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so
Cool.
it was kind of a migration project.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's perfect. That's perfect decision. Currently,
but good thing is that not all KMAT are valid for set order.
yes. Yes. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. Where
and
the CAMAT is not for the set process, yes, you can go for AVC.
absolutely,
Your
absolutely fine,
product
absolutely.
structure is not that complex, then it is fine. You can
Yes,
do the AVC.
absolutely,
If your
absolutely.
product structure is complex, then you cannot take. That is the decision, bottleneck point. So
Hmm.
what is your current product structure? If it is in the set process, I don't see that we can take it forward
Right,
with
right,
AVC.
right, right, right.
Okay, thank you,
yeah,
Rahul.
Thanks.
that's uh, what we discussed. Okay, so any okay, so again, just if Rahul, Sunish, if we are going to start from very basics, then some points you may feel repetitive, but it's up to you. Okay,
Yep.
because we will start from basics, and the start when I say for basics means I'll start from class and characteristics, and then dependency, super bomb, then writing all the dependencies, testing it. I will do it for old model, LOC model, then I will do it for the AVC model, then we will compare, we will see the difference. And once we are done, then we will handle complex scenarios. We'll take one by one scenarios of each of you which you are having. We take those, we build it, we
Yep.
test it. Some topics, if it is totally new, which may not be also available, so we can go such topics from scratch as well. Based on the inputs, we will build those topics from scratch, definitely. Okay,
Right,
no
right.
problem.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Sure. One more final question, that is, let's say if you look at in S4, one of the main capability that we see that, underline our database where the engines are designed in a such a way, let's say planning engine, calculation engine, as such, right? So in AVC, what kind of engine would be get activate? Is there any specific algorithm logic is going to work out on this? Do you explore in that way?
See, what I have read on this, the algorithms which are written for the AVC are totally different as compared
Okay.
to what we have in the
Right. LOVC.
LOVC.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so same algorithms are not written,
Okay.
due to
Okay.
which, for example, because of the separate algorithm, what happened, they are processing the integer and float also in a different way. So earlier,
Okay.
what happens
Okay.
in
Okay.
LOVC, you don't differentiate integer and floats,
Mhm.
whereas
Okay.
in AVC you differentiate. That is a advantage of the new algorithms. And that's one example.
Right, right. When you do the solutioning approach, from one side to the other side, if you look at what SAP S4 is offering, you have the model structure in AVC. From the AVC, you can take your upstream models. Let's say your analytics, right? Your analytics would look at all time of your AVC algorithms, right? Then only your analytics would able to capable enough to expose that execute that models. You got it. So maybe there would be some kind of the underlying I would say that interfacing capabilities also we may need to look at. I would say that it kind of the interoperability, so that is a correct terminology. I would say that because if you design in AVC, so that AVC it would be good in the interoperable to the analytics side of the S4, which is in the, let's say, your our analytics cloud, or our embedded analytics, which are basically modeled in your HANA algorithms.
Correct.
Yeah.
So yeah. Again, for example, you say modeling. If you take example now, modeling here, you see LOVC modeling, it is done in the GUI, whereas if you say AVC modeling, it is done and a Fury app. Okay, without you cannot do it now. So to work those apps also, that is the reason. Now there are two things which are pushing it. Okay, one is your AVC is completely designed from with new algorithms. Second thing is taking the leverage of the HANA database. Okay, so those are the two things which will give advantage to use your different apps. It may be your modeling apps, it may be your embedded analytics apps. Those all apps work much faster because of this two push which they have, which they are giving it. Okay, that is something which is not available in the LOVC as such.
Okay, I got you. Thank you, Kishore.
Okay, so thanks everyone. Thanks for joining. If you have any questions or if you need any further information, you just please liaise with Naveen. So he will help you out on this one.
Right,
And if
right.
you have any
Thank you a lot,
points,
Kishore. You have answered a lot of our questions. Thank you so much. It's really
Hey,
interesting.
Kishore, in terms of the
uh,
timings, like, when do we discuss those? Like, what times?
You can just have a word with Naveen. What is your convenient timings,
Okay, sounds
which
good.
are flexible? First thing. Second thing, what are the additional topics you wanted to get covered? You drop a email to him with list of the additional topics, anything which you wanted to just take a note, because our topics, this is what we are offering. On top of that, if you have one or two additional topics, definitely we will cover. So you just mention that in his email so that he will inform me. So I will start, if that topic is not included, then at least we will start adding it and preparing documents for those as well. It will be helpful for everyone. So that's what. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Thanks all. Thanks.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.